This is a Louie Tee Network exclusive.
For those of you who don't know, I'm Louie Tee, host of the Louie Tee Network, and this is One Burning Question, a series that will take a look at all 32 teams in the National Football League and pose a question. Some teams will have micro questions where we look at the team in its current state and talk about what could potentially happen for them in this season, and some will take a macro approach where we kind of open up the lens a bit and take a step back and look at it from a wide view look and perspective and talk about where these franchises might be going in the future, not just this season, but moving forward. So I'll take a look at each and every single team, ask a burning question, answer that question, and move on to the next team. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy One Burning Question. Welcome to this In the Lab Room exclusive series, One Burning Question. I, of course, am your host, Louie Tee. Thank you for joining me. On this program, we're talking about the Jets, Jets. On One Burning Question, and what a season it's been for the New York Jets. Unbelievable what they've been able to do with first-year head coach Todd Bowles running the show. Ryan Fitzpatrick under center, and a group of guys that you think are good, but you don't know how they're going to play together because they've never played together. Brandon Marshall coming into this locker room in his first year as a Jet. You're starting to see semblance of guys meshing together along the offensive line, and that's a veteran group up front with Nick Mangold and DeBrickashaw Ferguson and all of those guys. And Muhammad Wilkerson needs a deal on that defensive line, but you go out and you get Leonard Williams in the draft, and you had Sheldon Richardson acting up in the offseason, and he was suspended, and so you really didn't know what this team was going to be defensively. You bring Revis back, you bring Cromartie back, you got a young safety in Calvin Pryor that you have back there, you bring in another safety, and you think, and Marcus Gilchrist, and you're saying to yourself, can we make all of this work? And the Jets have done exactly that this season, and it's really been a lot of fun to watch this team mature over the course of the season, get contributions from guys like Bilal Powell, who looks spry. I mean, I said this 2 weeks ago when he caught a touchdown pass. I want to say it was either versus the Titans or the Giants, where I was like, man, is it me, or does Bilal Powell look like he dropped about 15 pounds, leaned up, and is much more quicker and faster and explosive? And he's contributing now, and you know what Chris Ivory has been for this football team. It's just a lot of fun to watch. Guys like Quincy Enunwa step up and make plays, and this Jets team has just gotten it done all season long. Here's their one burning question, however. What is the current state of the quarterback position with the Jets? I joke, I kid about Ryan Fitzpatrick all the time, and rightfully so. This is the first time he's won more than 6 games throughout his career, and his journey to New York has been chronicled. We've talked about all the various stops, Buffalo and St. Louis and Cincinnati and Tennessee and Houston, and now the Jets. I mean, he's been to 6 different teams. He started for every single one of them. And he's never made the postseason, never won over 6 games in his career. He's at 9 currently with the Jets. He's been a tough guy. If they need him to run, he runs. He takes shots. Maybe you want him to slide, but that's the way he plays the game. I respect and love the way he plays the game of football. But at the end of the day, he's still Ryan Fitzpatrick. There is a ceiling there, and you can't expect this to go on forever. So what is the current state of the quarterback position in New York? Because I'm not a Bryce Petty guy. Okay, I told you that when the draft hit. Not a Bryce Petty guy. He's going to need time if he's ever going to develop. And I think when it's all said and done, he's going to be an NFL backup for life. For life. And I look at Geno Smith, same deal. Geno Smith, mentally, I don't know if he's where he needs to be an NFL quarterback, to lead anybody's franchise. Okay? And so what do you have at quarterback? Because if Ryan Fitzpatrick fizzes out, and let's say next year, let's say you don't make the postseason this year, you just miss it at 10-6, you just missed the postseason. Successful season for Todd Bowles and his group, even though you missed the postseason and you're upset, you're disappointed. You come back next year and Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to be the guy because he deserves to be the guy. And let's say he goes back to being the old Ryan Fitzpatrick, the 50-50 ball Ryan Fitzpatrick, the one that turns it over twice every game, it seems like, and gives the other team just as much a chance to win as the team that he's quarterbacking. Let's say that guy returns and you decide, okay, we can't do this anymore. We got to bench him. And you turn to Geno Smith and it's the same Geno. Oh, Geno. Oh, no. That guy returns. And then you turn around and you look to Bryce Petty and say, all right, young fella, it's your turn. And he comes in and he shows you why he's not ready yet. What then? What do you do then? That's a really long and far off the beaten path, scenario. Okay, that's very far-fetched at this time because Ryan Fitzpatrick is playing well. And you don't have to turn to Geno Smith. And you don't have to turn to the young fella and say, hey, you're up, you're in. Take the ball cap off, put the helmet on, and get ready to go in. You don't have to do that right now. But I'm just saying, Ryan Fitzpatrick, not a spring chicken. This is not who he has been throughout his career. This is an anomaly for him. This is not the norm. This is an outlier. This year in his career will stand above all the rest as the best season he's ever had. And maybe the light bulb has come on for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Maybe he's got 2 or 3 more years of this kind of play in him. Who knows? I just don't see that happening. Okay, I've watched a lot of football in my lifetime, and I've never seen a quarterback play the way he's played throughout his career. And you could point to the Trent Greens of the world and the Rich Gannons, but those guys weren't bad, they just weren't exceptional, and then at the end of their careers, they were exceptional. In some cases, they didn't have opportunities. This guy has had opportunities, and you've seen time and time and again what he's done with those opportunities. So what is really the state of the quarterbacking position in New York with this Jets football team? Because I look at the Jets and I say, if you can get this from Ryan Fitzpatrick, you'll be just fine. Okay, he's exactly what this team needs. The toughness that he plays with, his ability to create when nothing's there on 3rd and 6 and run for 7. You respect that as a fan. You love a guy that's willing to sell out for the good of the team. But at the same time, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. And I know I keep beating that horse and he's probably been long dead, but it doesn't matter. It's Ryan Fitzpatrick. How long can he keep this up? And so I just want to know, where does this team stand at the quarterback position? Do you feel like you're good? Because I'm not really sure that you have all of the necessary parts at the quarterback position moving forward to take this team where they ultimately want to go. So I'll read this one burning question once more. What is the current state of the quarterback position with the Jets? Right now it's fine, okay? In the short term, if we're just looking at the 2015 NFL season, the quarterback position is fine. Ryan Fitzpatrick has solidified this position for this season, but if his career is any indication of what is to come, this isn't going to last. And Geno Smith, not the guy you want to rely on behind him, and I don't love Bryce Petty. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully Ryan Fitzpatrick continues to play this type of ball for the next 2-3 seasons. Hopefully Geno Smith gets better from learning on the sidelines and matures. He needs to mature. All the physical gifts are there. Mentally is where he struggles. Maybe he'll start to see the light and he'll become a better teammate, a better leader, and a better leader of men. And he'll be able to kind of get everything in order, learn the system, and be able to come in and play mistake-free football. Who knows? Maybe Bryce Petty is the next quarterback to take over in New York. Who knows? Right now, I'm just a little skeptical, as you could imagine, rightfully so. We'll see what happens with this Jets team. Playoffs, not out of the realm of possibility this season. In fact, they still got an excellent chance of making it. Some tough games still on the slate for the Steelers, or at least divisional games. You expect them to go on the road and win both of those games, but we'll see what happens. Jets just need to take care of business. Chiefs could falter and they could still get in. We'll see what happens this season and into the next with this Jets football team. That's the one burning question for the New York Jets. I'm Louie Tee. See you next time.